Hello my friends and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today I'm going to be actually finishing up a 4-pack that I had started a while back. It's excuse me, sorry. It was a 4-pack of Spider-Man villains. I had already done Sandman and the Vulture, and well, the ones that are left are Electro and Shocker. Anyway, I'll address this now. Sorry about this. I tried to comb it down, but the hair is deciding to not cooperate. So, well, let's face it. Most of the time I'm going to be off camera anyway. Most of the time the camera's pointed down towards what I'm doing. So, but anyway, so I have all my colors ready to go. All the paint. Let me actually. Usually I show you, and I'm sorry I didn't do it. This is Electro. They got him actually suspended on the suspended on the bits of electric here. So it's going to be fun. And now of course the Shocker. And this is going to be interesting because on the box it shows like this to be like a shockwave, and it shows it in a bluish color. I'm going to try a light blue, but it also shows traces of white, so it might have a bit of a look like what I did for when I painted Iceman. So I'm gonna try to not do it like that, but we'll see how it works out. So anyway, next of course is the priming. It is raining outside, so I'm not going to be filming that. I'll do that off camera, and when I come back I'll start with the base coats. Alright, so stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the primer on those two characters have dried, and nothing's more exciting than watching primer dry. Alright, so we're going to start on base coats, so let's just get right to it. Alright, so let's get this on. Okay, now I can turn this down so you don't have to see my my hair out of place. Okay, so it just happens to work out with both of them that when I use the yellow paint, it'd be like it'll be like a almost like a detail type thing. So, and also it's been my experience that when I'm using yellow paint, it's better to have the yellow paint go over something than to have something go over it. Then it just shows up a lot better when you put the other color on first. I'm sure there's a technical reason for that, but I just don't know it. Alright, and yes, obviously I'm starting on Electro. I'm going to get, I'm not going to go full on into these areas where there's, like with the other limbs and like the gloves and the boots and all that, because they will be painted yellow. But I'm going to get most of it. And of course when I do the yellow I'll be doing all this stuff, so getting the green on it right now is not that big a deal, because I will be painting over it. So just I mean, I probably, if I had a lighter shade of green for Electro I would have used it. I unfortunately do not, and I was not willing to wait but until I did. I just wanted to get these guys done. So just to put things in perspective, I normally like I said, I've said this before, I normally do videos like on a Saturday. Usually I'll spend a good portion of the day making the videos. Usually I'm always making more than one. Whoops. And because that's just what I do. And so yesterday I did actually record content for a video. It was I did a one where I'm talking about the Marvel Comics series Avengers vs. X-Men, something I've been meaning to do. I finally had the opportunity to reread the series and take notes. So I haven't, video hasn't dropped yet, but hopefully by later tonight, because now it is, right now today it is Sunday, and I'm doing, basically doing this on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, because I do have my kids with me, and yesterday they were using the TV, which is kind of right here. I do this in my living room, dining room area. So they were using the television, and they don't want to be on camera. They don't even want to be heard on camera, basically, because eventually they do want to do their own YouTube channels. I mean, my son just kind of sort of started his. He's got like one short reel up. But anyway, so they were using the TV and they were having a really good time, and I didn't have the heart to tell them to stop so that I could do this. So I was like, screw it. Let me just do this tomorrow. Do it in the morning. Just get it done, and because later on today. Because on Sundays is when John and I usually meet for Tabletop Jones Productions. And what we have decided to do for that channel, since we have so much footage that we haven't actually done anything with, is basically John comes over and we have been editing the videos, trying to get them out. We have gotten 2 of them out. Currently we're concentrating on the the footage where we played the game Zombie Dice. We have found the footage because he had it on storage, and we were just looking for it a couple weeks ago. We did find the footage for other games that we've played that we will eventually be putting out. We're going to be basically concentrating on that for a while and getting it all out. So it's all a process. It's all very, sometimes long and drawn out process. Okay, why isn't this going back on? Good. Alright, so while I was yapping, I finished up the base coats. And as you can see, I'm having a hard... there we go. That went on now. Okay. Alright, so... too much. Oh. Hope I'm not giving you vertigo. Alright, okay. Well, while I was yapping, I got the base coats done. It actually went fairly quickly. So when I come back, I'm going to be doing yellow on both of these pieces. There's not too many colors in them, although I do seem to have a fair amount of jars out. Anyway, so we're going to let that paint dry, and then when I come back, I'm going to start on the yellow paint for both of these guys and see where I can go after that. Alright, so stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and that base coat on these two have dried. And like I said, I'm going to get started with the yellow paint. So first let's get this on. Let's get right to it. Alright. Alright. Let's see, I think I'm nearing the end of this, excuse me, of this yellow paint. Alright, so which one shall I do first? Let's do Electro first. Try to get one of my thin brushes here. Alright, so let's get... Alright. Figures. Got it on his face. Then I'm going to be going over later with the flesh tone. Okay. So here with Electro, I'm going to get all the excuse me. I'm going to get all the whatchamacallit, the little areas with the yellow, and then of course all of this stuff. Alright, so, but it's a good thing I do have the box to help me along with, you know, what color goes where. Alright, but one thing I do have to do is kind of brace him because, you know, the way the piece is put together, he's basically on, you know, on all those like bolts of electricity. So every time I touch him with the brush, he moves. Alright, I think I went a little bit too much with the paint on that one. Figures. Alright. Now, just got to get all the little spots around the costume where it's supposed to be. Where the yellow paint's supposed to go. Not not very easy to do. All right. All right. All right. Oh. Well, it's not coming out perfect, but it doesn't look totally bad. So, oh, actually, it's a bit quite a bit too much on that brush. All right. Now, one thing I did realize, because on social media I have been posting pictures of minis every now and again, especially on Instagram and especially on TikTok to help promote the channels. So the one thing I definitely noticed after I got this pack is that, for those of you who read Marvel Comics and know about the Sinister Six of Spider-Man villains, I believe I have all 6 of them. As a matter of fact, 3 of them are from this package alone. Now the Sandman, Vulture, which I did in the previous video, and Electro, whom I'm painting right now. So maybe later today, if I am able to, I'll dig out those other 3, you know, which is basically Dr. Octopus, which I actually have 2 versions of, Green Goblin, and Kraven the Hunter, which I actually have to fix that piece because it was like a very kind of, well, in my opinion, very flimsy connect point to the base. And I think it was either when I put it into the foam tray that I have for it, or when I was taking it out, the dang thing snapped. So it'll give me a good opportunity to fix that, glue it back together, and then take a nice picture of the Sinister Six for all to see. I had done that for the when I realized I had all the pieces for the original X-Men. So I figure, why not? Why not do it for this? Okay. Now, one thing I am noticing with this one is, for some reason, some of the green paint is bleeding through on this yellow, and I don't know why. I don't think it's on the brush, but the way it's going, it would make me initially think that it is. No, it seems to be okay now. Almost slipped out of my hand. Actually, funny little story. When I was priming these just now, a little while ago, because like I said, since it's raining, wasn't going to be filming it outside. So I'm basically leaning out my back door, and when I was priming Shocker, he slipped out of my hand, and I caught it against the door frame, and I thought for basically a brief instant, oh shoot, I just broke it, didn't I? But turns out I didn't. Okay, well, that's it for Electro. Now for the Shocker. Alright, actually, for him, I think I need a thinner brush. Alright, so let's get... And no, there we go. This is a really thin one. Okay. Okay. So basically, as I'm doing this, I keep looking to the side where I have the box to kind of guide me. I mean, I am familiar with this character because I do read the comics, but sometimes it's good to have, ooh, that was close, to have a little bit of guidance on these things. Okay. So after I'm done with the yellow paint, I'm going to have to take another break and let the paint dry. Looks like I hit a patch of the brown paint that's still wet. Alright, let's see. Oh. Alright. Alright, getting it good. Filling it nicely. All right. So basically I'm looking for the areas that look like padding to put the yellow paint on for the shocker. I think, not yet, I didn't get them all yet. Okay, I think this is the last bit. Basically the underside of the arms. Okay. Jeez. Can't hold on to anything lately. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to give that paint some time to dry, and when I come back I'm going to do more, well actually the only one that really has left deep for details is the shocker. Electro is pretty much just about done, just got to do the base on him, so we'll see how far I get with either one of them when I come back. Okay, I'm back and we've given that paint some time to dry on Electro and Shocker. And we're going to start trying to finish these two up. Alright, so get this on. You down to here. Okay. Alright, so like I said, Electro, well actually there's one little bit on Electro that has to be done. I almost forgot about before I do the base. Got a little touch of flesh tone that's got to go on. I honestly don't know how much that's actually going to show up, but that's pretty much all that had to be done. So I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to get to work on Shocker now. Alright, so I got a metallic gray color. I'm going to get those devices that are on his hands, and there's actually a belt that I'm going to get with this color as well. And then when that's done, we can start working on the shockwave. I put way too much. Alright, let me dab this off. Okay. Well, won't go deep into the jar again, that's for sure. Alright, well, live and learn, right? Okay. Alrighty, well, put things into perspective. When I was in the previous segment here of this video, yeah, my son was actually sitting off in the distance on the couch, being ever so quiet, because like I said, they don't want to be, neither one of my kids they don't want to be on cam. They don't want to be seen or heard on camera, mainly because they, eventually they're going to do their own channels, and they want to basically make it on their own. They don't want to gain recognition because of because they were like heard on my channel. Yes, all 25 of my subscribers would see and hear them. But that brings up another thing. When you do watch these videos, like I said, I like please share them to anybody who you think might be interested, because I would like to increase the amount I would like to increase the number of subscribers that I have. I mean, currently I have 25, and just to be realistic, I would like to increase to 30. So, anybody finding this, whether you finding this through someone sharing it to you or through social media, please subscribe. I mean, I think it's well known that YouTube subscriptions do not cost anything, so it's not like you'll be pouring money into it, but it would help promote the channel. So this way, at some point, I can get close to monetization on YouTube. And I would like to, at some point, get to that. So this way, I could have more time to do these videos, because once I get to that point, I could pretty much retire from my regular job and do this on a more regular basis. Okay. Alright, so like on the box it shows what I'm doing here. It just shows this not as debris that's being moved, it shows this as like a shock wave. Although I will admit, it looks like there's quite a bit of debris that's being moved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Shocker down, because we'll let that dry. And when that dries, I'll go back and put some white in there, because it does show white as part of the shock waves. And what I'm going to color the base with, I'll color what looks like debris. Alright, but in the meantime, I can do the base for Electro. Alright. Yeah, so anybody watching this, I do urge you to also watch the other channel that I'm involved with my friend John, Tabletop Jones Productions, because I mean, most of what you see me paint here is eventually going to be used on there. So it's like you'll get to see it in action. And oh man, it was stuck in my finger. But also, John and I, when we play those games, we do like to kid around a lot, and we do try to entertain while we're doing that. And we keep everything good-natured. We don't really try to rile people up like a lot of channels on YouTube do. I mean, I think eventually, through our joking, you can kind of guess which way we lean politically, I guess, but that really shouldn't make any difference to anybody, because that's not the point of the channels. We are here to entertain. Alright, so I'm going to have to give that a little bit more time to dry. Okay, so pretty much Electro is finished. I just got to do the wash on him. Shocker just needs to do a little bit more, and then same thing with him. So when I come back, I'm going to finish up Shocker, and then we'll leave, let the paint dry from that, and then come back again and do the wash. Or maybe I'll be able to do the wash right away. Who knows? I guess it all depends on how fast paint can dry. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back. Welcome back, and the paint on Shocker seems to be dry, so let's get to it. All right, it's going to be little bits here and there that's left to be done, but we're going to get it. Okay. All right. So before I do the streaks of white in here, I'm going to cover what basically looks like debris being shot up by the Shocker's blast. There's more than I thought. All right. Well, we're getting close to finishing these two. Okay. A little bit more here. All right. Also, while we're at it, let's start getting the base. All right. Oh boy. So yeah, got a little bit here to do. And as I was starting this, I was looking over at Electro. It looked like the base was still a bit wet. So I was like, all right, well, no big deal, because I'm not going back to it just yet. I want to finish up the Shocker and then do the wash on both of them together. Looks like I'm running out from the cap. Let's take it from there. Okay. Alright, just about done with the base. Then we got to do just little bits of white with where the blue is. Alright, that actually is. Alright, the base is now done. Let's skip them so we can put that away. So I need the white and a very thin brush. And that'll do. Alright. Alright. Doesn't have to cover much. Okay. Alright, now let's see. See if I can get the eyes. Just barely got them. All right, so this little segment went pretty darn quick, if I do say so myself. All right, so basically we gotta let that dry, so when I do the wash, I don't start rubbing off paint. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna take a break, let all that completely dry, and then we're gonna come back, do the wash, and then we're all finished. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. I'm back, and that paint has now dried on both Shocker and Electro, so now all that's left to do is the wash. All right, so let's just get to it. All right. Okay. Let's start off with Electro. All right. Getting every little bit, and then of course the base. All right, almost done with Electro. Okay, and now Shocker. Whoa. Having some gripping issues today, apparently. So with Shocker's costume, where I had to put the yellow, had like a looked like a pattern that looked like a padding. So this is going to help that stand out a bit. Try not to overdo it with the wash, because then it just makes things look dirty. Okay, looks like it's just about done here. All right, well, I'm gonna clean this brush because I don't think whoops, that's not a good thing right there. All right. Okay. So here we go. We now have Electro and the Shocker to throw into the mix for any scenario John and I come up for Marvel Crisis Protocol. All right, well, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Share this video as much as possible. Like I said, I would like to try to reach 30 subscribers. I mean, I only have 25. I figure 30 is a good round number to go for right now. Also, please go to Table.Jones Productions and do the same there. I believe there we're almost at 30. We'd like to try to hit that and go above maybe. And you can also find us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find us. I mean, I try to post a couple of times a week. I don't know. John, I don't know if he's doing the same. He every now and again posts updates on what's going on. So please, just look for us. We want to try to broaden our audience, reach as many people as possible, and hopefully entertain as many people as possible. All right. So again, thank you for watching. Please take care of yourselves, and I will see you again. All right, thank you very much.